little over a year ago, the Stingray was well underway in terms of we're going to show the world what it can do. And they came across a very interesting video on YouTube about Norway and what they did with natural gas and oil back in the early 90s. And they were one of the very few countries ever to, I would say, engage in wisdom the way it should be. Because they thought, you know, we can spend all this. And other countries did who had the same gold mine, so to speak. They said, why don't we do what needs to be done here and protect generations to come and invest the revenue from oil and natural gas? Will protect this country from any future trouble. They started out with a pilot, $250 million. And now, because they kept investing, instead of spending, they are the richest per capita country in the world. When I saw that model, I applauded their genius. I couldn't believe it. And I started to think about how that could be applied, because wind is free energy. It's free money when you look at it. When I looked at the oil and gas, it was like, that was just free money for them. All they had to do is do it right. And I thought long and hard about how can we invest with a constant supply of revenue. What do we do with that? One Stingray within a time frame of 2 years. In the worst case scenario, you'll have enough money to pay it off. So it's the quickest investment in history when it comes to energy. It's 20-month payback, worst case scenario. 2 years after that, if you took that money, you kind of put it away, you have enough money to buy another one. And then you ask the question, why would I want to do that? Well, now you have two for the price of one, and producing electricity and revenue. And if you just dedicate that very first one to always kind of tucking that in the bank, every 2 years, you can buy another one from the first one. It's revenue while they're producing electricity and more revenue. It becomes a generational solution. And that was the day I went, you got to be kidding me. You know, all credit to where it's coming from. Within 20 years, call them generations, 10 generations of this financial model, you have 10 Stingrays for the price of one, all producing revenue for you. All because you said yes. And it just keeps going. Within 3 generations, there's 70. And you're a multimillionaire. Property valuation's gone up. You're now a power producer. You're producing 70 times 5 kilowatts, 350 kilowatts of power just because you said yes. Financial model that's never existed before this way. And it's free money. The wind will never stop. It's free revenue. It's free opportunity everywhere you go on the planet. You put them in, and there it is. Forever. It's fun when people think about that. You put in the ground and forever you have electricity. It gives people a chance to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, independent, financially, agriculturally, what to do with that. So we call that the new currency.